Hi, I'm David Scott, and I'm here with Jeff Shelton, one of the leading selling agents in extended warranties in the industry and nationwide. And Jeff is here to talk about things that we should do when shopping for an extended warranty. So I'm looking forward to the information you're about to provide to us.
All right, thank you. In this years of being in this business, I get a lot of questions as far as things to look for in extended warranty programs to make sure that you get the best coverage available.
I can imagine you're probably a subject matter expert at this point with all the things you've seen come and go.
Well, I'd like to think so. I pride myself on answering as many questions as possible, so that's why I like beginning these type of series, and because the main thing that people are really looking for when they're getting a policy is they want to make sure that they get the coverage and that they really expected, and that they understand the policy, and then there's any issues that they've ever heard of, they can make sure that doesn't happen to them.
Sure, and I'm sure you understand that there are a lot of horror stories and nightmare stories of things that people have gone through, and the whole idea to buy a plan is to have it there for you when you need it most. So
absolutely
important to know what four good things to do in shopping for. So why don't you start us off? What would be the first thing that I would look for when shopping for a warranty?
Yeah, and what I've done is basically, if you take a look at these four things will really help guarantee the coverage. And starting out with that, the guarantee on the coverage, you want to make sure it's backed by an insurance company. There are plans out there that are called risk retention groups, which essentially means that it's not backed by an insurance policy. So if the company went out of business, you have a policy that you can't collect on. If you get a program that's backed by an insurance company, no matter who went out of business, it's guaranteed coverage. So it's ultimately actually backed by the government.
Okay.
They pay into a guarantee fund. So if the program becomes insolvent, the actual government would pay another administrator and insurance company to pick up those claims.
Okay, so forgive me because I'm going to try to clarify this for my own thinking.
Okay.
So if I'm shopping and looking for a policy and it's not backed by an insurance company, and the company that I bought the plan from went out of business, I could be stuck paying for my own claims?
That is possible. That's correct.
Okay,
Yep.
but if I find a company and buy a warranty through them that is backed by an insurance company, and that company went out of business, now the insurance company steps in and pays my claims for the life of my policy?
That's correct. And even if the insurance company went out of business, it's still backed by the government. So it's the safest form of guarantee that you can get out there.
That's good to know. What would item 2 be, Jeff?
The item 2 would be, obviously you want to make sure that you have the right kind of coverage that you're looking for, and that you understand exactly what is and is not covered. A lot of times, nothing's wrong with the program. Great company, great program, but they got a limited amount of coverage, or it's just engine and powertrain, or they didn't understand that maybe some of their high-tech items were not covered. And there's two essential types of policies out there. There's what's called an exclusionary policy and a listed component. A listed component gives you a list of items that would be covered, and that's it. And it might be and you want to make sure you understand everything that would be covered. But if you really want to understand a policy, because there can be a lot of things on there, especially I deal a lot with RVs, so there's a lot of things that can go wrong.
Sure.
And you really want to make sure you understand what's not covered. So the most comprehensive packages are exclusionary policies. Exclusionary policies.
Is that like a bumper-to-bumper plan?
I don't like the term bumper to bumper, because actually a bumper is not covered, because that'd be physical damage. But it's comprehensive as it can get, because they just tell you what they don't cover.
Okay.
So if they don't specifically tell you it's not covered, then it will be covered.
Okay. I'm sure there are a ton of people out there that would agree. They've been sitting in a finance office of a dealership, making an expensive purchase, and all of a sudden the finance guy lists out a bunch of different options of things that are covered. I've been confused and overwhelmed. So understanding that coverage is got to be a very important thing in making a decision. So.
Absolutely. And have them go over a few examples of things that might catch you off guard, so you understand, like, hey, this is covered, but here's some instances that wouldn't be covered. Your collision insurance, obviously, is a separate policy. It's not a collision insurance policy. Make sure they walk you through some of the issues.
That would be there for physical damage, not for mechanical or electrical failure, that type of thing. Right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Good.
Yep.
Good. Okay, what would item 3 be?
Well, I really think it's important to understand how where you can take your RV.
Okay.
Sometimes you buy it through the dealership, and it needs to be taken back to that dealership. Others will have a network of repair facilities, and that's all you can take it to is you have to take it within that network. Most people, in my opinion, prefer programs we can take most anywhere. any repair facility, United States. If you go into Canada, make sure you have Canadian coverage. And also, it makes it a lot easier on the repair facility if they get paid directly via corporate credit card.
Okay.
Instead of a program where you get reimbursed. It's sometimes for people that are really on a budget like myself. I don't want to pay for a policy and then go in and then have to pay for the claims and wait for my money back.
Sure.
And a lot of times the repair facility doesn't want to wait for their money either, so you want to make sure that they get paid directly.
Well, and I can imagine if you deal with RVs, people are traveling, and you don't want to have to be put in a position, if you're in a remote location, to have to find or be towed back to a specific repair facility. So
Absolutely.
Accessibility and ease of where to take it has got to be an important thing.
Absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely.
Okay, and the last item?
The last item I think is the most important is the claims process.
Okay.
You want to make sure that the company that offers you the program has a simple process as far as making claims, and that they have a large company that will go to bat for you if you do need any help. Because a lot of times when you deal with large insurance companies, there's a lot of people answering the phones. If anybody tells you that there's never going to be a problem, there's never going to be an issue, nobody has 100% customer satisfaction,
Sure.
unless you have only 2 or 3 customers. But if you have a company that's going to step up and stand behind the programs that they offer and really knows the ins and outs of the company, you can rest assured that most everything would get covered. So check out the information of the company that you actually buy the plan from. That if it's being your dealership or an outside source, whoever that may be.
Oh, and I suppose look for referrals or ask for information or do some other research online about how the company you're buying from is standing behind their policies and their reputation.
That's correct. That's correct. Because a lot of times, most people don't know that there are other sources that you can get RV warranties through besides your dealership. Online is becoming more and more of a great source to get extended warranties, and a lot of times you get better pricing. And that's where my business has moved, is more online,
Okay.
and it's been growing ever since.
So in doing the research, real quick, I was curious. So if I'm at the dealership and I'm ready to sign my name to the contract and they're presenting the options to me, I have the right to be able to say, hold off a second, I'll do this tomorrow and go back and do some more research to make a different choice.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Perfect.
And I always, whether you're getting a repair, no matter what you're doing, do your homework before you actually sign on the dotted line. And, check online. There's a lot of great resources out there.
Great. I appreciate all the information. Hey, thanks a lot for watching. Stay with us. We'll do something else next week.
Thank you.